Well, after a very wild Singapore race last week that did result in the championship leader winding up taking a DNF at the worst possible time on his part, we are now moving on to round 16 of the calendar where the Drivers' Championship is still up for grabs. Can it be won tonight? Can Cookie join the illustrious group of being the 10th driver in RPL history to have multiple World Drivers' Championship titles in his career? We will find out. We are ready. We're go. This is RPL Formula One. Ironwolf on hand on commentary, and feeling quite refreshed and recharged here. But we are here at round 16 of the season 13 here at Circuit of the Americas in Texas, and we are in for a barn burner. So, last week in Singapore, the race was won by Skither after Cookie made a critical mistake in not only qualifying, but also made a crucial mistake in regards to the race itself, crashing at the bridge, which just before the bridge after tangling with Alex Norris. That turned out to be on the fault of Cookie from a mishap, but I digress. But yeah, Skither was your winner in that race. Willow was in second, and Gecko was in third place. In the Drivers' Championship, Cookie still maintains the point lead. It is a 94-point lead over Skither right now. So basically here tonight, after this race, there's only going to be 4 rounds left, which means only 100 points will be up for grabs. So if Cookie outscores Skither by... Yeah, he outscores... If Cookie outscores Skither by at least 7 points, he will become the Drivers' Champion. Like I said, Cookie has sitting at 283. Skither is at 189. Willow is sitting in third with 157. In the Constructors' Championship, McLaren actually lost some ground to Ferrari. They only got 18 compared to Ferrari's 33. Ferrari is still 126 points back from McLaren. Now, the Constructors is not going to be claimed here tonight, but it could be claimed next week. The gap, as I said, 126 points total. It is McLaren with 49, Ferrari with 363. Mercedes is sitting comfortably in third right now with 311. So, pretty much safe to say, ooh, we have a good one. Apparently a wet race on hand, per the race coordinator of Jack Miles. Thank you for that info. But, ooh, man, wet race. Lovely. But yeah, pretty much Mercedes could be guaranteed at least third place. Right now, Red Bull sitting in fourth. They probably could likely have fourth place locked down. But, well, only time will tell what will happen. So, there's been a few changes in regards to the driver lineups here. As you can see here, we have Alex Norris was in Ferrari. He got moved down to Haas. Edvin Naslund will be taking his place in regards to that. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the lineup currently for next season from all the academies. I don't have that at this present time. Well, with the exception of Mercedes Academy, because I am the co-team principal of that. But once that academy, I'll get out of the way as they are filled up. Cookie and Willow will be in McLaren next season. Skither and Gecko in Mercedes. Florian and Maxwell will be Williams, and Reese and Beatnik will be in Alpine. But I'll have the rest of them probably sometime next week. But let's get this show on the road as we go on board with Alex Norris as he gets his time ready to go. As he goes down the front straight, heading up the uphill into turn number 1, braking zone into turn 1 here. Gets to about 3rd gear, exiting out nice and easy. Now heading into turn number 2, and coming up to the infamous F section with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is probably the most notorious section on the RPL calendar at this track. You can easily invalidate your lap here in qualifying, and even in the races you can get track limit warnings and penalties here. Heading into the next braking zone, heavy braking zone of turn 11 now. Now onto the back straight, foot to the floor. Gets a little DRS help from the kick Sauber ahead. That would be Knights. And a nice little bundle of help from Alex Norris into the heavy braking zone at turn 12 now. And now to the double switchback. 2.2 is the time for Alex Norris here. Through the switchback turns. And into the second switchback. This is 13, 14, 15, 16. And here comes the triple of 16 to 18. Flat out into a light brake zone of 19. And into the final corner of turn 20. This will wrap up his time. Looks like it's going to be around the 33 area. Just under. So 32.9 for Alex Norris in the Haas. Let's see who else is... Well, Minico's just wrapping up his lap. It is a 33.2 for his time. Let's see. Let's go to SV. I believe he's just wrapping up his time lap. Well, he just invalidated. It was a 33.8. That would have been the slowest right now. We have more cars wrapping around. I believe Knights just invalidated his time. Oh, nope. That was Dom. That was just getting his lap started. Cookie's just getting his lap started. Torn Penguin just got his lap onto the board. So 33.7. AJ just getting his time ready to go. Jack is actually just about to wrap up his. Well, it would have been if he did not invalidate. So, unfortunate for him, he's going back into the pits and just restart and regroup. So, next up will be the two Mercs. That would be Gecko and Reese. Coming out of the switchbacks. And through the triple right goes Reese. Gecko's about to get his time in, and it's a 32.1 for his troubles. And into the last corner comes Reese, sorry. Across the line he comes, and it's about 2/10 behind with a 32.3. Got some more cars coming in as well. Probably starting on their out laps and possibly getting some times in. Looks like not the case. Looks like we got Ferrari about to start his time lap. But yeah, quite a lot of cars out and about to get some time to get some laps ready to go. Let's go to Union as he's just getting out of the final corner here. Union does not have a seat for next season. And it's a 33.1 for his trouble. But more than likely... But yeah, currently Union does not have a seat right now for next season. Cook is a driver worth looking out for if need be. One of the McLarens just came across the line. I believe that was Cookie, and he had an invalidated time, so he's going to have to try again later on. AJ just getting his time up into the board. It is a 34.0. That's the slowest we have so far. Willow's just coming out of the last corner now. And he will come across the line himself, and he goes into the 31s with a 31.6. Yeah, let's take so I'm just taking a quick peek at the chat here. Yeah, Killen, it is true. Jack did mention it. A wet race. Sacred, has there been a Texas race in real life? I believe there was. But I know I can easily say RPL wise, we have had a couple wet slash intermediate races here in RPL in the past. Let's see, Andreas seems to be having an issue trying to get a time in. I think he must have badgered it in through there. Whoa, Cookie almost losing it out of there. I mean, the last thing Cookie needs is to make another critical mistake. But here he comes across the line. He goes ahead of Willow. It's a 31-4. We got some more times that already came into the board. The Williams. F1 Shorts with a 32.5. Fusion with a 32.8. Let's see. Minico with a 33.2 on his part as well. So we have 12 drivers that have times up on the board right now. We have currently 8 drivers that have yet to get a lap in. But with just under 9.5 minutes left to go, there's still plenty of time to get a lap time in and ready to go here. Alright, so let's see here as we're going on board with Jack as he's heading into the switchbacks. I've seen the chat about with the wet race, B-Nick's going, well, at least that means I can't go hard. And Jack just says, well, can't crash into a wall either. Unless you want to NASCAR it. But let's see what Jack's got as he comes out of the last corner here. And across the line he comes, and it is only 10th fastest. That being a 33-1. So a few more drivers left to go here. Bourbon is, well, he's got an invalid lap, unfortunately. He's probably made a mistake probably made a mistake on his run. Same with SV. I mean, yeah, this track does really bite you in the ass if you're not very careful with your track limits, especially in that first sector. That first sector is absolutely rude in regards to that. Beating it goes 4th fastest with a 32.1, goes 100th faster than Edvin. Now let's take a look here. Good Lord Almighty! Look at all these. Exceed track limits. There's a lot here. My God, guys. I really don't want to take account on how many have screwed up. This is too many. Oh, Bourbon, if that time was good, a 32.987, that would have put him 10th fastest if he did not make that mistake. Here comes SV now across the line, and he goes 8th fastest in that V-carb. Now SV was in Tier 2, just recently moved to Tier 2 V-carb. And he was gonna be going to Ferrari Academy next season. So 8th fastest right now for Q1. That's a solid run on his end. So Bourbon unfortunately made a mistake again. He's not having fun getting the ding treatment, unfortunately. Let's go on hand with Skither, by the way, as he goes flying down the back straight. Gets to about 202 at the speed trap and heading into the braking zone. Drops from 202 all the way to around 60 miles an hour. That's like a nice hard deduction there. 101.3 was the split. Not sure how that is compared to Cookie, but we'll do a comparison once we get to there. So Skither now going through the triple right. We will see what lap he is going to find himself on the board here for, as he comes out onto the last couple of corners here to wrap up the time. Let's see what Skither's got on hand. Crossing the line, it's a 31.6. That is 14 thousandths off of Willow, and that puts Skither in 3rd place. And speaking of Cookie, he thinks he's done, both McLarens think they've done enough to move through into queue number 2. I mean, they are 1 and 2, so makes sense in that regard. AJ just moved himself up in the 13th place with a 33-0 on his end. So let's see, next up we have Knight's 34-0 on his part. So that leaves only 3 drivers left to get a time in, that being Bourbon, Andrea, and Dom. So let's take a look at Skither and Cookie here. So 24-7 in Sector 1. Skither was close to about a tenth and a half behind. Sector 2, Skither was actually ahead by about 700ths. And in Sector 3, Cookie was ahead by about 75 thousandths. So gap there. So yeah, gap there. Just a little over a tenth there. Looks like Bourbon, Dom, and Andrea have gone back into the pits. I guess these guys must be plagued with invalidations. Let's take a peek here. Let's see here. Wow. Let's see. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 12, 13. Roughly 13 people got hit with invalid lap times. Well, probably out of those 13, I'd say at least 8 or 9 of them have had that happen while during their run. So, yeah, so just about half the grid gets plagued with invalid laps for qualifying at this moment. Well, Beatnik in 5th, he thinks he's done enough to get through in the queue number 2, and honestly, with him sitting in 5th place, I think he is definitely more than safe. So, let's see. I don't think anybody is... Oh, maybe not. I was about to say, I'm not sure if anyone's out on the lap that's improving, but I was wrong. Jack is about a quarter of a second up. That is going to put him right just a smidge behind Alex Norris right here, but let's see what he's got for his 3rd sector. So he comes into turn 20, wrapping it up here, and coming across the line. Wow, very nice job by Jack. Puts him in the top 10. 8th fastest. That's a really respectable lap time from Jack. Well, the defending champion showing a flash of his old self. Well, let's go to Fusion here in the Williams, currently sitting in the 12th place position, heading into the Sector 2 split, and he is about a 10th up. So it's not going to improve his position, but it will increase his gap to the cars behind. Currently, the gap right now between Minico in 15th and Fusion in 12th is 3.5 tenths. That's the difference there. So that'll give Fusion a bit more breathing room coming into the last corners here. And I mean, at a track like this, it is crucial to get your lines and your times right. And Fusion goes up into 11th with a 32.6. That puts him in 11th place right now. Union currently in 10th. He thinks he's done enough to make it through to Q2. Anything is possible at this present time. Alex Norris just getting his lap in. Getting his lap started. Minico made a mistake. He's probably going to be trying again. Torn Penguin, I think, also made a mistake as well, so he's going to be retrying. So the top 6 and the Union in 10th, they think they've done enough to get through to Q2. I mean, the top 6 definitely for sure is fine and safe to make it through. Probably the rest of the top 10 should be safe and okay as well. And Miniko has gone into the pits. He's done. So this is, this is not good for Miniko because Andrea has yet to get a lap in. So Miniko more than likely is going to be the first one knocked out. Bourbon gets hit again with an invalidation, and that's it. Bourbon cannot go through. So Bourbon is done. So, with Bourbon out, the bottom five right now, it is Torn Penguin, Knights, Bourbon, Dom, and Andrea. AJ and Alex Norris are on the cusp as well. Looking at the track map here, F1 Shorts goes ahead of Jack in 8th place. Fusion returns back to the pits. Let's switch to the Haas cars now. Alex Norris just coming across the line. He improves by a tiny bit, but stays in 13th. So Bourbon cannot get a lap in at this moment. SV remains in 11th. Bourbon, if that lap counted, it would have been 13th place. He would have been safe and fine. Dom invalidated too, so he is done. And Andrea goes into 7th. He is good and safe. So now at least Torn Penguin and Knights. Well, Knights just came across. He's out too. So now that leaves Torn Penguin. He has to beat a 33-0 to go through into Q2. Can he do it? Comes out of final corner. Evil on the exit. And I think that Evil Wobble exiting out. Yes, Penguin is out. I think if he didn't have that snap exiting the final corner, I think Penguin could have made it. So the top three is Cookie, Willow, and Skither. And for the bottom five, we lose both kick salvers of Dom and AMS Knights. Bourbon, we lose Miniko in the Alpine and Penguin in the Aston Martin. Bourbon and Dom could not set a time, courtesy of the track limits. Alright, we're back in it. So apologize for that. Had to step away for a couple minutes. We're seeing some times coming out onto the board here. Beatnik with a 32-3. We have Union also out there getting some laps in. More laps coming on out. It looks like people are switching up with their tires. As you can see here. Beatnik on mediums, Union on hards. Well, this is interesting. I mean, probably they're just going to use it just for the heck of it, because, I mean, we are looking at a wet race, so, yeah. So here we go here. So people are getting some laps in and everything. So let's see what we got here as people are trying out some new runs and everything. Let's go on board with Fusion. Heading into turn 19 here. Cookie, wow, very far back. I think he made a mistake somewhere. His one, oh yeah, he's on mediums, but yeah, he made a mistake for sure. Coming across, third fastest for Fusion. And that's on the soft compound tire. Same with Skither. He goes fastest with a 31.4. That's just about the same exact time that that Cookie did in Q1. So let's see with some other times here. What are we looking at? Well, Evan just invalidated. That's unfortunate. Gecko invalidated too. That's unfortunate. Willow actually hasn't invalidated, so let's see what he's... Well, actually, he's backed off, that's why. So, maybe he's just weighing up on... Well, actually, he's low on fuel, so he's not going to be able to get a representable lap in at this time. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, we are here in Q2 here at Circuit of the Americas. Cookie was the top of the board in Q1. We lost both Saubers, an Alpine, a V-Carb, and a Aston Martin in Q1. So those are the guys that we have lost. Let's see what we got here for Q2. While people are out, while we have some a bit of breathing room here for qualifying, we do have the results so far for the races that we had previously. In Tier 3, they were at Silverstone. That race was won by Neymar. And in Tier 2, yesterday, at Singapore, with a bit of wet weather right towards the end of the race, that was won by Maxwell. And crazily enough, in the fun facts, Maxwell's last RPL victory was at that track back in Season 7 of Tier 1. Long ass time ago. Well, Jack's just about getting his lap time ready to go and set. So let's see what we got going on here. Beatnik just saying, most pressure-free quality session I've had in the last 3 weeks. Damn. That just sucks. That's a burn right there on himself. Self-burn. So we're on board with Jack as he heads to turn 12. Down the back straight. Oh, he's invalidated? Good lord, Jack. My god. Invalidations galore, people. There comes AJ now into the last corner. Get his time represented onto the board. Well, And it's a very poor representation. 39-2. He's gonna have to try again for sure. Well, speaking of poor representations, ooh, nice save. Cookie did have a poor representation of a 35 earlier. He got that improved to a 31-4. So that's a good improvement for him. Let's move, let's see, who we move to. Well, Edvin's just starting a lap. And same with Gecko. Edvin and Gecko both starting their laps. So let's see what Edvin's got for his first sector. It's a 25. It was a 24-7, but he invalidated going into, I believe that was turn number 7. It was turn 7 he just entered, and he turned in a bit too early, and he just invalidated the lap right there. Alright, so let's go into Alex Norris as Union just set his time. It's a 33-1 for him. That puts him in the 7th place position. SV, by the way, had a 33-0. Just seeing on some of the other laps here. Andrea with a 32-0. Reese needs to pick up the pace just a tad with a 33-2 he has on his record. He's currently going into turn 11, seeing into the track map there. But here's Gecko into the last corner to wrap up his time lap. And it is going to be a 31-6. That's going to put him just ahead of Beatnik by only 45 thousandths of a second. Let's switch to Reese as he's just getting into the sector split. He's about 9/10 up. That's going to put him just about a 32-3 exactly. That's going to put him right ahead of Fusion in 6th place. But let's see what he's got for Sector 3. Willow goes faster than Skither with a 31-2 on his part. Very solid lap for Willow. Driver currently sitting in 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. Reese trying to keep control of the car, but he does even better. It's a 31-9 for Reese, and he is the 6th driver to enter the 31s. And exactly 7/10 of a second separates the top 6 at this time. We got Edvin currently heading into the switchbacks as right now. We have 3 minutes left to go here in Q2. We have 3 drivers yet to set laps. It is Edvin, Shorts, and Jack. And we have AJ and Alex Norris in the bottom 5 joining him. On the cusp as well, we have Fusion, SV, and Union. Those 3 are all on the cusp of being knocked out of Q2 here. And Edvin joins the 31 club. He goes in the 5th fastest. And Cookie, who was 3rd, has decided he's done enough to move forward into Q number 3. And rightfully so. Alright, let's go on board with Fusion. He had a set time of a 33-0 in his first run. Let's see if he can make any improvements in his second lap. He's about 10th up in sector number 1, but it is only going to put him just ahead. It's only going to put him, well, nowhere. It's just going to improve his gap to the cars behind him. Skither has called it quits in Q2. He's safely through into Q number 3. Looks like ahead we have the Haas's of AJ and Alex Norris. Alex Norris is on the lap. Same with Shorts as well. Beatnik, Reese, they think they've done enough to make it through into Q number 3. They are in the 31s, so they believe they have definitely done more than enough to make it through. But 8th, 9th, and 10th, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens with you guys in that regard. I think Andrea might be okay. But I digress. Stranger things have happened. But let's see what we got here. AJ, well, Alex Norris did not improve, looks like. SV's just getting his lap up. AJ's just starting his lap. Here comes Fusion. He improves by 6/10. Gecko moving up in the third, by the way. Well, at 31.4. That puts him 4 milliseconds behind Skither right now. So, Fusion has a nice buffer of 6, almost 7/10. Yeah, pretty much just about 5/10 to SV right now in 10th place. Union just getting to the line to get his... Well, he's going to get across the line to go. This is his now or never lap right now. Let's go to Shorts as he's just getting to the detection point. Coming into turn number 13 right now. Here we go. Oh, it's not turn 13, turn 19. I apologize. Coming out of turn 20. And it looks like Shorts actually just decided to restart and try again for his time. Same, and Andrea is doing his too. Jack, oh my god, and Jack invalidated. That is the crucial nail in the coffin. Jack will be starting in dead last, but it was a 32. It was a 32-0. That would have put him right around 9th fastest if it counted. Alex Norris up in the 10th, but will he hang on? SV, not enough. He is out. AJ goes in. He knocks his teammate out. Now it's up to Union and Shorts. While we're at that, let's take a look at Jack's time. 32.180. That would have put him in 9th place. That would have put him in 9th. And Jack would have gone through to Q3. Possibly. But that has to sting for Jack. That really has to sting for Jack. But let's see what Union's got. Comes out of the last corner. Here he comes across. And he goes just ahead of AJ. AJ's now eliminated. Now, can Shorts do the unthinkable? Can Shorts knock out his Academy teammate and get both Williams into Q3 for 2 in a row? They can! Shorts is 9th. Both Williams into Q3 for the 2nd week in a row. Yeah, 2nd week in a row. Williams in Q3. That was a blistering lap from those last two, but so Willow on top ahead of Skither and Gecko, and we lose the Alpine of Union, both Haas's of AJ and Alex Norris, the V-Carb of SV, and Jack, unfortunately knocked out. Now, as I said, if Jack's lap counted, Fusion would have been out, and Shorts would have been going through, because Jack would have had 9th place had he not invalidated that last lap. And by the way, Jack is not happy. Jack is not happy with that invalidation. He is not happy. Well, place your bets, people. Who do you think's going to be getting pole position? Who do you think the top 3 is going to be? Place your bets, people. Well, honestly, I would say the top 3. No particular order. It's going to be the two McLarens of Cookie and Willow, and Skither. That will be your top. That's the top three that are going in. Who will get pole? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, Cookie was on top in Q1. Willow got on top in Q2. So it could be either one of them. It could be either one to get them to be the pole position time. Could be either one. We have some cars out and about to get themselves get themselves out onto their out laps, and this is it. This is it, people. We're looking at some fierce racing here. We have the sun starting to set here at COTA. Fun. Well, I will say, no, on a different note, I do want to say one thing. I did find out yesterday in the gaming news that the guy famous for the Toasty in Mortal Kombat, I guess he left NetherRealm Studios. So that's very unfortunate. I mean, really, that guy was my childhood. Especially with the Mortal Kombat games. Toasty! Crispy! Yeah. We're gonna miss those for sure. Here we go. Let's go with Willow as he's going into the heavy braking zone of turn 13 and turn 12. I'm sorry, into the sector split. 101.0 for Willow, and just ahead of him is Beatnik. So Beatnik will be setting the benchmark. Let's see what lap Willow is gonna have on hand, along with Beatnik. Right behind him is Gecko on a lap, Cookie on a lap. Let's see what we got. Out of the final corner, Beatnik's benchmark is 31.8 for his time. Willow, almost in the 30s here. And Gecko invalidated his time. And Cookie into the 30s, a 30.9 flat. Gecko did invalidate his time. It was a 31.4, which would have put him ahead of Beatnik. Let's see. Andrea moving out of the way. Shorts going back into the pits. Let's see here. Here we go. Edvin coming across. Had a poor representation, made a mistake. He'll have to try again. Fusion coming across. 32.6. That's the slowest out of everybody with representable lap times. Reach is starting his time lap. Give us 2 seconds. We're going to get Union back in here. Apparently he did disconnect. So we'll have to get him back in. There we go. Skither just getting his lap in now. Just getting his lap started. So let's go to Gecko. Gecko also, I guess, made a mistake again, so he is now gonna have to try again. So 101.3 for Andrea. That's about 3/10 off of Willow in the Sector 2 split. But let's see what Andrea's going to have here. I think he's probably going to get a lap that's going to be just ahead of Beatnik here to go for third place. There's Union back in it. Well, let's see what Andrea's got heading into the last corner here. Right behind him is Skither. Andrea comes across the line. He goes third fastest as predicted. A 31.5 for him. Edvin actually just restarting had a restart for it. He goes to a 31.4. That puts him in third now. And Reese just had invalidation, so he's going to have to try again. And Fusion on a cooldown, back into the pits he goes. Skither going to get his time lap in. So that'll leave just 2 drivers left to get a time onto the board with 5.5 minutes left. That being Reese and Shorts. There comes Skither across the line. Third fastest, it's a 31.1. That puts him just about a 10th behind Willow at this present moment. And nearly a 10.5 behind Cookie. All right. Well, looks like we got drivers just getting themselves back to the pits. And we'll be good to go in that regard. Gecko, by the way, had a 31.4 for his time. So everyone heading back to the pits. And we'll take this moment to recoup this moment. Alright, so we have a couple cars currently out on the track to either improve or try to get a lap time in. We have Fusion out there. Looks like Cookie is back out there as well, and he's improving by 0.02 of a second after that first sector. So let's focus on him currently, because the Williams pair is just getting their out laps complete to get their lap onto the board. So if they make either of the Williams cars make a mistake, they do have a chance to get at least one more lap in if they have the fuel capability for it. Cookie looks like even more improvement here in Sector 2. And here he comes out of the lap into the triple rights to wrap up his lap in the overtake and highballing it high 6th gear and into the last couple of corners here. Into the final corner we go. And looks like Cookie is going to go even quicker. Yes, he does. 30.5. And that was a time that he did in a practice event. So Cookie looks like a guaranteed shoe-in for pole. And it looks like Edvin just came out of the pit. I don't know if he's got enough time left to get a lap in. I think he came out too late. The rest of the guys that came out, they got just enough time to get some in. Let's switch to Fusion, who's improving by about 4/10 out of that second sector. It's not going to change his position unless he does a really phenomenal third sector. Across the line he goes. Still a fastest, but he is in the 31s. And Shorts running into traffic. Gets out of the way. Up goes one of the Red Bulls. But out into the last couple corners here. Oh, that was very evil. There. A little bit of a tail slide. But Shorts now coming out of the final corner. And it's a 32.3. That is the slowest represented out of Q3. But hey, at worst, you will be starting 10th. Unless Reese really cucks up his time. But here comes Edvin into the final corner. Does he have enough time in making it? Yes, he does. He makes it on time. Probably with about 2 seconds left. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what happens with the times here. Willow a 10th up in Sector 1. Any invalidations out of anyone? Andrea is one. And Reese is another. So Reese will be starting in 10th. Let's see what Skither's got. Coming into the Sector 2 split. 1/10 up. He really needs a mega Sector 3 in order to do something. But here we go. Into the last couple of corners here. We have Gecko. 1/4 of a second up. Could look at maybe 4th here. He goes to 3rd. He goes to 3rd right now. Fusion staying in there. Speetnik 6th place. Skither up to the front row. Let's see what Willow's got coming across. He goes to the front row, but 2/10 behind Cookie. So Cookie gets pole position, and it is, and Edvin invalidated, and it will be 31.186. I would have stayed in 5th. So it is a McLaren 1-2. Cookie and Willow on top, with Skither right behind in 3rd. So, in this sense, right now, after qualifying, advantage Cookie currently. But how will this translate into the race? Now, pretty much so, like I said, the gap between Cookie and Skither, in order for Cookie to get the championship, he has to outscore Skither by 7 points. So, say Cookie wins the race, he automatically wins. He automatically wins the championship. Say Cookie gets 2nd. Skither has to get 5th or worse. 3rd, if Cookie is 3rd, then Skither has to get 6th or worse. If Cookie finishes in 4th, Skither has to be 8th or worse. If Cookie is 5th, 9th or worse. And if Cookie gets 6th place, Skither has to get 10th or no points. So that is the point scenario in that regard. So Looks like we're looking at... Ooh, it's a mixed bag everywhere. We see wet tires. We see inters. This will be interesting. Okay, so everyone's just getting their... changing up the strategies. Here we go. 5 lights come on for the wet circuit of COTA. Lights out and off we go, and the drivers just trundle their way down. Cookie covering off of Willow, and here we go into turn number 1. Mega mayhem, and there goes Beatnik. Lag sync in tow, goes up he goes down to 16th, and that was again Edvin and lag connection gets again, as Edvin is fighting with Willow for the 2nd place spot. Skidder falls to 5th right now, and Cookie is running off with the lead as is this moment. More cars filing out to get some positions here. We have Minico switching with Nice for the 15th position. Bourbon switching with Penguin. Whoa, we have a Sauber going wide. That was Nice. And Skidder getting on the inside. Ooh, contact between him and Gecko. But Skidder is up in the 4th. Meanwhile, further back, looks like Union being pressured by AJ for the 11th place position. Beatnik currently in 16th after that tangle with Edvin in turn 1. I mean, that happened to Cookie in Spa just about a month ago. And that is going to hurt. That will slightly hurt here. Now these guys trundling down, heading into there. And let's see, everybody is on the inter compound except for AJ. AJ is opted for the wet weather tires. We'll have to wait and see on what will happen here, as these cars are slipping and sliding just a little bit here into there. So wrapping up the first lap. It is Cookie ahead of Edvin, Willow, Skither, Gecko, Andrea, Fusion, Reese, Shorts, and Union, as Reese and Fusion switch up for the 7th place position. Beatnik into the pits. And I think he must have gotten damage from it. No, he's switching to wet weather tires. He thinks wets are in play. Let's go to the middle of this group here. Let's go on board with Alex Norris, as he is chasing down Union for the 10th place position. Switching to the back camera, there's Jack right behind him. Jack in 12th right now, trying to chase him down. With it being rain, no DRS in play. And Cookie's lead over Edvin right now, 1.4 seconds is the gap. Here we go into the heavy braking zone. Watch your braking. Whoa, AJ almost got flung over from braking. And there goes Alex Norris battling with Union on the inside. And trying a switchback goes Alex Norris. Now has the outside as they're fighting around on the triple right. Wheel to wheel between the two. And Alex Norris trying to get the exclamation point stamped in. And he does so. Low contact from Union. But Alex Norris is into the points. A couple positions did change prior. We have AJ and Knight switching. Actually, AJ is heading into the pits. I'm thinking he's probably saying, like, nah, these wets are not good enough. Let's take a look. Let's take a look very quickly before we switch over to Willow. Yeah, he's switching back to the intermediate tires. So, a couple people are thinking Inter's maybe the best. Others saying the wets are the best. But, I mean, it's all up to interpretation on if it's worth it or not. Beatnik into the pits to get out the wets, and he's sped into the pits. Ay, Beatnik. Beatnik's not having a great time. Let's take a look at some battles here coming up close. Let's see what Jack's got as he goes down the inside against Union. Gets caught off by surprise is Union, but he's not willing to give up. He's fighting back against Jack here. This is a good little scrap here as both have engaged their overtakes. But Union has that minor slipstream courtesy of Alex Norris. Oh, Jack makes a mistake! Either Jack made a mistake or Union braked way too early. But that was a hefty contact between Jack and Union there, and a bit of contact again as Union had a bit of a slide out on the rear end. But Union and Jack are still fighting it out. Oh, contact again! Man, I'm not sure Union's getting upset or he's having a real bad time with the rear end. But I mean, that was pretty aggressive out of both of them. Into the side again they go. Goes Union and Jack. And Jack stamps the mark and gets into that 11th place spot. But maybe that might see the stewards or dive bomb on the heavy dive bomb on the inside, and Union just reclaims it. May have to keep an eye on this one because I don't think this war's going to be over at this moment. Wets are terrible this game. Don't touch them. Wets are bad. Okay, wets are bad. Good to know. Looks like Andrea might be closing in on Gecko for the 5th place spot. He's got Reese in tow as well. Let's take a look at these three battling it out. Andrea, the filling in a Merc sandwich right now. Looks like no motion there going into the braking zone at this present time. Cookie's lead over Edvin is sitting at 2.6 seconds. Skither is sitting in 3rd. He got past Willow about a lap or so ago. We're a bit more focused in that brawl between Union and Jack beforehand. Yeah, Union Jack, love that. And by the way, just seeing it on the timing screen, they're back at it again. Let's switch to them as they go to the triple right. And and they're still going at it. I mean, they're not in the points, but they're fighting it like they're fighting for a race win. And whoa, SV. Keep it together, bud. It looks like Reese just took advantage of Andrea's mishap into turn 1 and gets himself into 6th place. Now, you think Sector 1 is at this track is bad? How about Sector 1 in the wet? It's even worse. There is no doubt about that. And it looks like Knights and Minico are our first two into the penalty box for track limits. So we have a couple of fights on hand. We have Reese and Andrea currently fighting for the 6th place position. We have the war between Jack and Union for the 11th place position. Maybe that might be happening again, possibly. Looks like Bourbon is eyeballing Knights for the 15th place position. Let's take a look here. As there's Bourbon down the inside. Makes easy work of Knights to get himself into there, and back at it again goes Union and Jack. Hooked and stuck were the two. And contact between Union and SV. SV goes wide. Same with Union, and they both lost multiple spots because of it. Well, Jack can now breathe some relief because Union got tangled up with SV at the little recent contact between Jack and Union, and then SV got hooked up with Union, and then they both went off for a ride. Well, towards the tail end of the points, we had the two Williams of Fusion and Shorts. They are both sitting in the 8th and 9th place position. Alex Norris right behind them in the 10th place position. Alex Norris does have the final points position at this present time. Dom, by the way, just got himself into the penalty box. That's the third driver into the penalty. Jesus. And I think Dom actually just got 6 seconds just from Sector 1 alone. And poor Beatnik sitting way back in dead last after a bit of a mishap. Not only a mishap in turn 1, but also a incorrect tire call. So, I think Beatnik's hopes to maybe recover in there. I think he would like a safety car to maybe save some time in that sense. But while we're at it, as Dom and Penguin are battling in the switchbacks, as Dom gets ahead of Penguin and puts himself in the 17th, but Dom does have 6 seconds of penalty, so Penguin will get that position back. And now SV into the penalty box, coming out of turn 19. So the first sector is definitely very notorious for track limits and penalties, but turn 19, the penultimate corner, is another one that's very not pleasing in regards to track limits. So towards the front of the field, Cookie has about a 3.2 second lead over Edvin and has a near 4 second lead over Skither. So via the live championship standings at this present time, Cookie does have the championship locked down right now, as he will get 10 points over Skither in this present sense. So let's see if any other battles will be potentially happening here. Let's see. It looks like Alex Norris getting pretty close to the Williams boys. Maybe he can go for at least a good spot, go for a spot or two if he wants to make that shot. I mean, the switchbacks can be a good spot to make your attack if you're feeling brave. But looks like Alex Norris has opted to hang back and wait to make his next move. And speaking of waiting on next moves, Minico is being hounded by Bourbon. That's for the 12th place position. Union on the back of Knights. That's for the 14th place position. And we lost Minico. Minico gets disconnected. The Ferraris have switched. Let's get Minico back in. I believe I have him added. Let me try to get him back in. There you are. But Minico disconnected. That is not what he wanted to have happen. But now he's in AI. So that's really going to suck. Hopefully we can get Miniko back in as quickly as possible, so he doesn't lose too much. And Beatnik into the penalty box. That's in turn 20. On turn 19, sorry. Let's see what Andreas got. Let's see what Andreas got as he's eyeballing close to there. We have some battles behind going into turn 11. We had Knights clearing the AI of Miniko, and SV clearing Union for 15th. I'm on board with SV. Turns a bit too sharp into turn 12. That will likely be a track limit warning there. Going inside Miniko. He's going inside and getting himself into 14th for that trouble. Hopefully Miniko does get himself back into the session as Union passes his teammate to go into 15th very shortly. So with Miniko's AI in play, that means currently our closest battles right now is between Willow and Edvin for the 4th place position. We have Reese and Andrea chasing Gecko down for the 5th place position. And then we have Fusion, Shorts, and Alex Norris. Actually, Alex Norris is getting very close to Shorts. Is Alex Norris about to make a move here? Little slide out of there. And Reese, by the way, just got passed by Andrea in turn 11. And he is up into 6th, goes Andrea. Now the question is like I said, will Alex Norris get a move there? But let's go back to Reese here. Was he making a move? Possibly. No, not this time. But here comes Alex Norris, though. Down the inside into turn 12 in a heavy braking. Little kiss of the tires. But Alex Norris is up in the 9th place. Now he has to chase down Fusion to go for 8th. Now, by the way, I just want to make a note of this. In the championship standing, in regards to the Drivers' Championship, not Drivers' Championship, in the Constructors' Championship, right now Haas is in a battle with Alpine and Aston Martin for the 6th place position in the Constructors' Championship. But one team that is yet to even get points at all, it's the cars that are in 13th and 17th. That being Knights and Dom of the Kick Sauber team. Kick Sauber has not yet scored in this season. And if the season ended after tonight, Kick Sauber will be the first time in Tier 1 history that a constructor failed to score any points. We've never had it happen in RPL F1. We've never had it happen. But after this race, we have 4 more rounds after this, and maybe, just maybe, could Kick Sauber finally get a point. Edvin in the switchbacks, fending off Willow currently, who's sitting in the 4th place position here. Now Cookie, now here's the gap. So Cookie is ahead, is still in the lead. 5.4 seconds to gap to Skither right now, and like I said, currently still in the Drivers' Championship live standings. Skither will not get will not be in contention anymore, and Cookie will get the Drivers' Championship. So, right now, the advantage is still on Cookie at this present time. Now, the Drivers' Championship, well, luckily, that was a little argy-bargy, a little too close for comfort between Edvin and Willow. And Willow thought about making a move in the S's, but was thinking, I don't want to take that too big of a risk. That'll be too dangerous. Looks like AJ and Minako, AJ just swapped with the AI of Minako. Hopefully Minako could get back in. I haven't seen him get back in yet. And oh, that's why. And there's the fight between Gecko and Andrea here for 5th place. Just seeing in the background, very nice stuff there. Gecko trying to fight off Andrea, and also Will and Edvin fighting in the switchbacks. 2 fights to watch out for. Willow was eyeballing Edvin to go for the 3rd place spot. Had it for just briefly before the switchbacks, and even Andrea was trying to fight with Gecko exiting turn 11. But my God, that was crazy there. But Edvin and Gecko fend off their attackers. And speaking of which, Minako, we will not be seeing return back to the session. Minako has said that his internet bricked. Oh, he is pretty much done and out. And I think he might be just pretty upset about it, but he's saying that it's a waste of time and he might be considering quitting racing in RPL, but I think he's probably just venting. I think he's probably venting because of his bricked internet. But I digress. I think he's just getting cross. And reads into the penalty box. And Dom has gone into the pits. He's out. That is our first retirement of the event. Let's go on hand with Alex Norris. Alex Norris getting kind of close. Was getting pretty close to Fusion. This is the battle for the 8th place position here. We'll switch back to Andrea as he was chasing Gecko down. Is he looking to make a move down the inside? He does so. Heavy contact between the two. Gecko goes wide and off the track, and into the penalty box goes Gecko. And Andrea gets the 5th place position. Now, I will say I think that was a good dive on Andrea's part. I think when Gecko turned in for the racing line, I think he probably got caught off guard of Andrea's presence. I think he would have seen the red arrows. So, I mean, I think that would probably be, that could be Gecko's fault. But, I mean, if that winds up seeing the steward's room, that's up to them. But that was a heavy attack by Andrea and one is there. But anyways, Fusion is heading into the pits to get off of those intermediate tires and probably will be going on to a fresh set of inters. Yes, he does. And he's not the only one. Knights, SV, and Penguin are going to be doing the same thing. So it looks like Fusion will be coming out in the 13th place position, and oh boy, let's not have any trauma here again, boys. Jack and Union have managed to cross paths again, but Jack is by Union for the 11th place spot. Let's not have any war trauma here in this sense. Actually, speaking of some war here, Willow chasing Edvin. He was very, very close. He's going for the move on the inside. Sticks his nose in. He's got the inside this time, but now he's got the outside. Switch back of dreams. No, he's just slipping and sliding. Goes Willow. Just can't seem to get the power output correctly. to make that exclamation point stand, and Edvin lives another day for third place. I mean, give credit where it's due for Edvin. He has been holding off Willow for the better part of at least 6 to 8 laps right now, and he's been doing a very good job on fending off Willow. He almost lost that third place temporarily about 2 laps ago, but here we go again. Willow now on the outside. I think he's gonna have to back off here. A little contact there, but wow, Willow actually did it. Willow got third. A little kiss of the wheels. Exiting out of turn 2, Willow wound up going a bit wide, and I think Edvin just couldn't seem to fend off anymore, and he winds up losing that third place to Willow at this moment. Now, question is with some of the guys coming into the pits, going out to these fresh inters, is this going to mean that we're probably going to be seeing some more coming in, as you can see here on the screen. These guys are going onto off the racing line, as there is a solid dry line here, and they're just sticking to the wet stuff to get some cool off the inter tires. So Gecko and Reese are both in the penalty box. They do have an 8-second lead over Alex Norris right now. So these two will be safe to maintain their 6th and 7th place positions. And Reese is actually going in to get off of those inters. He'll get off of those inters and onto a new set of inters. Alex Norris will be joining him as well. So, switching to a fresh set of inters to go the rest of the race on. This will be a bit of nip and tuck. But, I mean, honestly, I really don't think these guys are going to be going the entire race on this compound. As Andrea just gets himself into the penalty box now. And Torn Penguin with a second track limit penalty. So, oh no, he's into the penalty box for the first time. I apologize. SV is the only one with 2, but same with that. Beatnik in back again. So Beatnik, SV, and Dom had 6 seconds of penalties, but Dom was out of the race. So he is done and dusted. And now, I think Edvin's just saving. I think Edvin's managing. He's managing, I think, his tires and maybe his fuel, because Andrea and Gecko have caught him. So let's see what happens coming up here. Skither is coming in. So Skither is into the pits. There goes Willow into the pits. There's Andrea and Gecko. They are in as well. So, let's see who else is going to be coming in. As Shorts is in now too. Bourbon has opted to stay out and continue on. Looks like Bourbon is going to be just behind Willow. Is going to be just behind Willow at this time. I believe the average time, the time lost in the pits is just about 20 seconds here for COTA. It's just about 20 seconds. So currently right now, if Cookie pitted, he would come out about 3 seconds behind Edvin right now. But we'll still have over 5 seconds clear of Skither at this time. And oh my god, yeah. And Minako was not raging or venting. No, Minako has left RPL. So Minako has left RPL because earlier we just mentioned that he had that brick problem with his internet, and he said that he was done. And yeah, he's legit done. He's out. That is very unfortunate. So looks like probably our next closest. Looks like our closest battle right now is between Gecko and Andrea for the 7th, and Fusion and Alex Norris for the 10th place spot. They actually are fighting in the switchbacks, just cutting into them. And here we go. Wheel to wheel goes Fusion and Alex Norris. Who's going to be coming out best here? They're still side by side ahead to turn 19. And they keep it together. Nice battle between these two. Heading out of the final corner and coming across. And Alex Norris gets the position. And this is P9 back to Alex Norris. But Fusion not giving up. He's trying to make a dive into turn 1. But can't get the proper output right to go for that shot. And he will be in... He'll be in 10th right now. So Alex Norris in 9th. Fusion sitting in 10th. And AJ just came in to get to a new set of inters. Bourbon, by the way, just came out in the 12th place position. And let's see. So currently, I believe those that have yet to pit, it is Edvin and Cookie. As Beatnik, again, another penalty. But yeah, Cookie and Edvin are the only ones yet to get stopped. And as I said that, Cookie is in. And at this moment, he is a pit stop clear of Edvin. Now, where would Edvin go if he pits? He is staying out. I think Edvin's gambling to stay out for the entire race. I mean, if he could do it, that'd be absolutely incredible, but, I mean, do you really want to risk this? I mean, right now, if Edvin pitted, he would come out... Yeah, let's see. If Edvin pitted right now, he would come out just ahead of Jack in the 7th place position. And the first 3 cars ahead of him, Reese, Andrea, and Gecko, all have track limit penalties. So, Edvin would be guaranteed 4th regardless. So, honestly, Edvin, if I was you, dude, I would come in right now. I would come in. I wouldn't risk staying out and hurting your chances. That's my opinion. I would go in. But here we go. Here's Skither on his teammate. I would let him through here. And what's Beatnik doing? Well, we just lost Penguin. We'll get him back in momentarily. Hopefully Evan will go in this time by. He's still staying out. Evan's still going. Is just still going for it. Let me get Penguin back in. There you go. Come on back, Penguin. I mean, Penguin is in the 16th place position, but still, I mean, wouldn't hurt to at least try something. Willow did get the fastest lap of the event right now. EJ passing the AI of Penguin to get himself into the 16th place position. And by the way, just look at this. Beatnik, 32 seconds of penalties, and Reese has got a second track limit penalty now. So now he will drop down to 7th if he, because he is currently 9/10 ahead of Andrea and 2.1 seconds clear of Reese. But I was just showing Beatnik with 32 seconds of track limit penalties. I mean, I don't even know if Beatnik's gonna want to try to break his record. I mean, the record for penalties, and Beatnik has gone into pits and has retired. So, and that's unfortunate there. And Edvin lets Willow through out of the second switchback to get himself in the third. I mean, Edvin's really just hurting himself at this moment. I mean, if you just pitted 2 laps ago, as I mentioned it, you would have had a chance guaranteed for 4th. Now you're gambling to at least look at 7th right now. And that's just me being generous. Because he is currently 5.1 seconds as Andrea down into turn 1, trying to get past Reese, but overshot, and Reese gets the place back. But yeah, back to what I was mentioning with Edvin. I mean, right now so far we're almost halfway through the lap, and there's Andrea down the inside against Reese again. A little side contact, a little largy here, but they're still side by side, hanging on, fighting over, trying to outwit the other. Let's see what happens into the braking zone. Actually, looks like Andrea waves the white flag. Waves the white flag for right now. But what I was about to say before Andrea made his dive, we're not even halfway through the lap, and Edvin has already lost 1.2 seconds to Reese right now. I mean, the gap between Edvin and Reese at the start of the lap was 5.2 seconds. And as they come to the line right now, that gap is just at 3.2. So Reese gained 2 seconds on Edvin right now. Well, let's see if Andrea's looking to try again against Reese here. Nothing there. But let's take a look at the last lap time here. Let's see. So a 49.4 for Edvin versus a 47.3 for Reese. 2.1 seconds the difference. And there's only 8 laps left in this race. And Andrea's still going at it again with Reese, but this time Gecko's looking to give a little peekaboo moment to try to get by Andrea, but can't seem to get it done at the moment. I mean, Andrea, he's trying to fight with one Merc, but he has the other one trying to take a bite at him. Nice just gets himself his second track limit penalty of the event. And here we go. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's go a little further back to the brawl between Fusion, Bourbon, and Shorts. Now, Fusion does have a track limit penalty on him, unfortunately, which means Bourbon is going to be looking at a point for V-Carb. But, I mean, with Fusion, I would say if you wanted to, play the team order, maybe try to, annoy and hold Bourbon back and allow your teammate of Shorts to get the move there. Oh, they both go wide out of there, and Bourbon gets into the penalty box. That will probably get removed. that will probably get removed more than likely. But let's just hope that Bourbon doesn't get another track limit warning after that. But I mean, there was contact there, and Bourbon did go wide, and that resulted in that track limit penalty. But I believe that Bourbon can't get that track limit warning taken off. Let's go back to Andrea, who's back up on Reese's butt. Now has to stick the nose in. Had the nose stuck in there. There's Edvin there. And this is going to be critical here because let's see what's going to happen here. Will Andrea go for a 2-for-1 special and get get Edvin and Reese here? As they go on to the wet stuff, slipstream in hand. Let's see who's going to make the dice move here. Reese goes onto the outside. And, oh, 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide, baby. 3 wide in the switchbacks. Evan gets past both. And not for long here because Andrea making the move and he gets it. Andrea is up in the 4th place. Gecko gets past Edvin and Reese plummeted, was in 5th place, and he plummeted down to 7th. Reese, Edvin and Gecko battling it out into the final corner here, and Edvin will fall back to the 6th place spot. I mean, will he be able to stay within 3 seconds of them? Well, currently the answer is right now he's just about to lose it to Andrea right now. Jack is back into the pits. I think he's going to a 2-stop. So maybe those inters really fell apart hard for him here. So we go on board with Reese as he's trying to get past Edvin here. He does so. Up in the 6 he goes. Edvin falls down to the 7th place position. Next behind is Alex Norris, 7.6 seconds behind. Well, everybody's spread out so far apart. There's no battles out here right now. Well, there's the championship leader, Cookie, just to come across the line to go for 5 laps to go. He is 7.1 seconds ahead of Skither. Now, like I said, in the championship standings at this moment, Cookie will be getting his 2nd World Drivers' Championship win. And now in Tier 1 alone, he will be the 3rd driver to join this illustrious list. The 2 previous multi-time Tier 1 champions was Skither in Season 6 and Season 7, and Luke, Season 3, 4, and 5. Cookie got the championship in Season 10 and is looking for his 2nd championship in Season 13. Now, RPL as a whole, he would be the 10th driver. We've already mentioned Luke and Skither, but who else joins the list? Well, you have Bourbon, Jack, George, Owen, Reese, there's 2 more. I'm trying to think of who are the other 2. I am drawing a blank. I think I already got Bourbon. I had it in the list. Yeah. Okay, yeah, here it is. Luke, Skither, Salt, aka NRX Flynn, Bourbon, Will, Reese, Owen, Jack, and George. Those are the 9 people in RPL that have won multiple championships in all tiers of RPL. Cookie will join them as the 10th multi-time champion. I will confess I did have a blank in that one. I'm sorry. Looks like Union just got into the penalty box. I believe that was his second track limit penalty for his troubles. Looks like Shorts just got himself into the 10th place position. He's about 2.7 seconds behind Bourbon. So, but like I said, Bourbon could get that track limit penalty taken off, and he could be looking. Yeah, Bourbon could get that track limit penalty taken off, and will keep that 9th place position currently. Looks like Knights has just made his stop for his second stop. So the Inters, for a couple of these guys, did not go the entire gap that they were hoping for. But I just want to say this. Evan is still going. He's still going. And he is in 7th right now. He's 5.7 seconds ahead of Alex Norris. Now, it looks like Jack and Fusion are trading. We're just trading up, and Jack goes up into the 11th place position. Now he has about 3 laps to see if he can try to chase Shorts down to get into the 10th place spot and get himself a point. And speaking of Shorts, by the way, he's gonna have to be careful with his fuel. He's got the yellow fuel light, so he is currently under on his fuel output. So that could be critical. Looks like Willow's trying to catch Skither to hopefully maybe try to go for a 1-2 from McLaren, but he's just whipping it, trying to keep it in line here. Well, this is a wild race and a half. Just saying here, as see Andrea just going for a nice Tokyo drift in the second switchback. And Edvin has gone wide. Did he blow a tire? Oh, looks like his tires are okay. He hasn't blown. He's not gone yet. But my goodness, how is this guy? How is he still going? How is he still going? He is still going. You gotta be kidding. And by the way, compared to the last lap, Alex Norris just gained 1.6 seconds on Edvin right now. So Alex Norris could potentially take 7th place from Edvin. And that could be a tad on the sacrilegious side. That Edvin and Alex Norris swap positions before this week. And it would be a bit on the sacrilegious side if Alex Norris beats Edvin on track. Well, speaking of beating on track, Jack is on shorts. This is for the final points position. This will be a nice little consolation for Jack here as he's hunting down shorts, going in for it. Is he making the dive? He's going for it. Down the inside, little touch, but Jack makes that exclamation point clear, and into 10th he goes. And we have just started the final lap here. Willow chasing Skither down for the second place position. Alex Norris trying to chase Edvin down for 7th. But let's go to Willow here. As you can see, there is Skither on hand right there. AJ passing Fusion for the 13th place position. Skither getting a little rain onto the tires here. And Edvin still hanging on. 2.4 seconds the gap between Edvin and Alex Norris. But looks like Willow is not going to be close enough to go for it. But this man has jumped into McLaren at the 3rd race when Florian had to depart to do football camp and all that stuff. He had 9 wins to his credit and is going for win number 10, but this win number 10 will have an extra exclamation point because Checkered is out and he will get it. Cookie will win the race and will be the season 13 World Drivers Champion. Skither will come in 2nd, Willow in 3rd, and Cookie can celebrate in hand. 10 wins and a 2nd title. Cookie is now the 10th member in RPL to win 2 or more titles in RPL history. Gecko will be in 5th. Andrea is 4th. Edvin gets Reese just barely by 0.05 of a second to get into the 6th place position. Alex Norris will be in 8th. Bourbon in 9th. And Jack just missing 9th place by 0.08 of a second. But you gotta give it to this guy. He led and put the exclamation point on point. Skither has done it. And I want to know what percentage on the tire wear was Edvin on when he finished. Like how did he go the entire race on those inters? Like, how? But there it is, the celebration for the champion. That is Skither. That is the Circuit GP trophy. But he will have the big Drivers' Championship trophy in hand for this. Skither with that 2nd place, Willow in 3rd. The celebrations on hand. And honestly, with him getting the championship locked in, it's no doubt Cookie gets the driver of the day. Race winner, fastest lap by Skither. Driver of the day, the game gives it to Bourbon, who also had the most overtakes, and Jack the cleanest driver. And there it is. The full results here. And we'll get that all for him there. But yeah, Cookie here winner, Skither 2nd, Willow in 3rd, And then it is Andrea, Gecko, Edvin, Reese, Alex Norris, Bourbon, and Jack is the finish of the top 10. Wow. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get Cookie in for a championship interview. Hopefully I can, but if I'm unable to, we'll try to get a championship. Try to get a championship interview with him at another time if we have trouble trying to get him for that. Well, let's see if we can do this again. Let's see if we'll do this again here. So we'll do like we did with last week, with our little mini series of Lights Out and RPL. Who was the best and who was the worst? Green light, obviously, goes to Cookie. A masterful class in the wets and securing his second driver's championship. Very solid stuff in that sense. Yellow light for Edvin. He didn't do a pit stop at all, but he still got a good representative result. But I would say if he did pit, he probably would have finished much higher in that regard. And I really don't want to beat into the guy, but I mean, he had a crap load of the penalties anyways. But I hate saying it, but I think the red light and fail of the day is going to be awarded to Beatnik for accruing a ton of penalties and then calling it quits in the pits. I'm sorry, Beatnik, but fail of the day trophy is going to you, my man. I'm sorry. And also, by the way, I do want to take a note of this. So not only did Cookie get his second driver's championship and joins Luke and Skither as the only two multi-time F1 champions and the 10th driver in all of RPL to do so. But in regards to Skither has just set a record. He now has the all-time record for most F1 podiums in RPL. With, and I kid you not on the number, Skither's podium today was his 69th podium in RPL. Giggity giggity. And he broke that record because Luke had the record with 68. Well, I'm not sure if we're gonna try. I'm not sure if we're gonna try to see if we can try to get an interview with Cookie here. Hopefully we can. In that sense, hopefully we could. I don't have him on. So I won't be able to get a championship interview with him at this present time. Hopefully we will try to get something in for sometime in the next few days potentially. So just want to give my apologies for that. But we will definitely try to get a championship interview with Cookie in regards to that. Well, that is going to conclude the Tier 1 stream for tonight. But to wrap up the week, now I'm hoping he will be in for today, but tomorrow Le Mans Ultimate will be racing at the famous Le Mans circuit, so stay tuned into that. Hopefully Amir will be on hand for that event. But next week's races for Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, Tier 3 will be going through the grinder, that being the Streets of Monaco for the 7th round of their championship. Tier 2 will be at Shanghai in China for their 7th round of the championship. And round 17 for Tier 1 will be in Mexico. And here's the thing. With Mexico, the constructors can be claimed. Can McLaren can McLaren get their 3rd straight constructors title? Anything can happen. From RPL Streams, Ty and Ironwolf, we're signing off. Good night, and we will see you for LMU tomorrow.